hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie, and today I have 10 super easy Easter DIYs for you using supplies from the Dollar Tree. So the first one, I wanted to make a quick little Easter sign, and I'm going to use a couple of these little shelves from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to put them together to kind of make a horizontal sign, but you could use anything. You could use Dollar Tree signs that you already have. I kind of like these because they're thick. For some reason, I thought there was 2 in the package, but there was only 1, but luckily I had another one. So I thought if I put 2 of these together, I can make a really cute, easy little Easter sign. You could also do this with the wood rounds from the Dollar Tree. That would totally work. I'm just going to sand the holes that are already in there from the hanging shelves, just because they are a little bit rough. But basically, I want to cover it with one of these little pillow covers from the Dollar Tree. I picked up a few extra of these because I thought the fabric would be great. It's got this cute design on the front. They also have it available in blue. And then it has like a burlap on the back, so I can save that fabric as well. But basically, I thought I could just use that fabric to cover up our little wood shelves, and we'll make a really easy little Easter sign. So trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to line it up, but I decided I would just go ahead and cut the front of our little pillowcase off. These are great. I have a pink one and blue one on my bench out front of my house. I also have one in my house. They're so cute. I'm so glad they're coming out with these pillow covers for every season nowadays. So as you can see, that little bunny is going to fit perfectly on that size sign. I just need to put it together. So I'm just going to do a bead of hot glue. As you can see, they're fairly thick little shelves, so it makes a pretty sturdy sign. And just hot glue those together. It seemed pretty sturdy, so I didn't do any further reinforcing. But if you're going to make this, you could always use a combination of hot glue and wood glue if you'd like. But it actually felt pretty together, so I'm just going to go with it. Now I just need to cut out the fabric. I thought if I cut out the fabric before, it's probably going to make it a little bit easier. So I'm just trying to line it up, making sure I have the little bunny centered on there. And then I'm just going to use a pen and go all the way around, just drawing on the back of the pillow cover, and we can cut this down to size. And this was just really easy to put together. I'm covering it with this fabric. We're going to do a fun little hanger, and we're going to add a little bunny tail because, you know, I can't have a bunny bum without a bunny tail. They're so cute. So just trimming this down. And we have a great little cover for this. You know, I like to use anything, any kind of fabric. I like to use gift bags if I can find a good gift bag. You can make a sign so easy. And I really wanted all these to be like really easy signs that would not take you very long to put together and make some easy decorations for your home. So I just cover the entire board with Mod Podge. And I do it rather thick because the fabric is fairly thick and I want to make sure that it sticks. It's kind of made out of it's kind of like a faux burlap material. And it can be kind of hard to get to stick down, but I did a nice thick layer. And while it's wet, you can still kind of rearrange it to get it lined up perfectly with like your edges of your sign, but you gotta work quick. I had to try several times to get mine down. Super cute. Now I just need to smooth it out. It did have some wrinkles in it because like the pillowcase was folded up. You could iron it. I do end up ironing it a little bit here at the end because the wrinkles were bothering me. But otherwise it's probably going to smooth out on its own. Okay, now I wanted to attach a hanger. So there's already existing holes up there, and I thought we could use one of these would-be garlands, these Easter ones from the Dollar Tree. This one's like a white, pink, and yellow. I thought that'd be really cute. So I'm just going to cut the tassel off one end and just remove a few beads. And then we can start attaching this. But first, I just need to poke a hole in the fabric on the front. I like to use those little cricket weeders from the Dollar Tree. And anytime you're like feeding this twine, it can get a little tricky. Sometimes I put hot glue on the tip. It makes it a little bit easier, but I just feed it in from the back and tie it on the front because I find that the signs hang flatter against your wall and they don't have that weird like gap thing that happens if you do it the other way like Dollar Tree usually does. So I'm just going to kind of estimate like about how big I want this to be. Usually my recommendation is to try to do even numbers. That way it's going to hang, right on your nail if you use a nail. And so we're just going to do the same thing here on the other side. I just made sure that I had enough twine at the end. I poke a hole through there. We're going to feed it through the back and tie it in the front. Now I wanted to do like a bunny tail for this. It's got like the little cutout on there. And so I thought I would use like one of those little bunny kits from the Dollar Tree that you see there. It's got like the ears, the bow tie, and the tail. I thought the tail would be the right size. So this was my first attempt at a bunny tail, but I thought it kind of just blended in with the white bunny. And, it could be cuter. So I thought I would try something else, but you could use that if you wanted to. I did use that when I made the pillows in one of my previous videos. It's cute, but I kind of wanted something a different color, and I thought pink would be really good. So I do have one of these little yarn craft kits from the Easter section at the Dollar Tree, and they have these great little pom-poms, and I just chose like one of the large pink pom-poms, and I think that looks really cute. It looks really cute with the little pink sign. So we're just going to simply hot glue that on to our little bunny sign. And then I wanted something to kind of frame it out. I didn't really want to do like rope or anything like that because we're not really doing coastal today. So I thought something cute would be like this little Easter like zigzag ribbon. What is this called? This has a name and I can't think of what it is. And just kind of cut one for each side just to frame it out, just to kind of give it a finished detail. But this step is totally optional because that fabric from the pillowcase cut really well. I was really impressed. I didn't get any fraying or anything like that. So I think it must be some kind of like synthetic burlap. And so I just cut these down, one for each end, and we're just going to glue them all on. And basically, that's it for this little Easter DIY. I think it turned out really cute. It was really simple to put together. I do a few finishing touches once I get my little border on here, and I'll take you through that. I'm just trying to use as little as hot glue as possible to glue that on. I don't want any of the hot glue like leaking out. But the only thing I didn't like about this sign when I got it all done was that I could still see like the wrinkles in it. And so I'm going to go in and kind of take care of that. I have one of those little Cricut irons, really handy for projects like this. And so I just iron those wrinkles out. And then for the wrinkle in the middle is actually where the boards come together. So I just used a razor blade and just cut the fabric. I thought it added a little bit more character to it as well, and it kind of got rid of the wrinkle too. But you can leave it all together. I just kind of had a little bit of a bump there, so I thought I would just go ahead and cut it. And this is how it turned out. You can kind of see some of the wood through it, but I think it turned out really cute. And it was so easy. This is going to give you just a little fun dose of Easter in any room of your house. Okay, next DIY, I wanted to DIY this cute little bunny from the Dollar Tree. These are like that white wood look, but I wanted to kind of decorate mine and make it fun for spring. So, have you guys seen this new burlap they have at the Dollar Tree? They have lots of designs. We're going to be using lots of it today. This is the burlap with like the turquoise polka dots all over. I think it's so cute. I think they also had this with pink polka dots. They also had like a striped that we'll be using later today. There is a daisy one that I used in my bee video. And then I've seen pictures that there's a bee one as well. But every store I've been to that's had them, all of the bee ones are missing. Somebody's went through and bought them all. Because you know, bees are popular. So I'm just using a yellow Sharpie, so it's not real obvious to kind of draw that out. It was probably a mistake. I thought it would be like a less intimidating color, but it did make it a little bit more difficult to cut out. But I just drew that on the back of the burlap, and definitely going to cut this one down to size before attaching it to it, because you know, burlap can be a little bit tricky to cut, because this is like real burlap, like the burlap that frays and such. So I'm just going to do my best and try to cut this out. I kind of try to do it on like the flat part of the fabric so it wouldn't roll up too much, but it's still kind of rolled up on me. You might want to iron it first. It might make your cutting a little bit easier, but we're gonna power through and make this work. I wanted to cover the little bunny in this fabric because I thought it looked like, you know, really fun for spring, and it's going to kind of go with my coastal farmhouse vibe in my house. So I did a pretty good job of cutting it out, considering it was rolling up on me. And we're just going to Mod Podge that to our little bunny. What I want to do is make a cute little like bunny planter with this. And it turned out really cute. So first step is Mod Podge. So again, I'm going to use like a rather thick amount since we are, you know, attaching fabric. And then just laying that down. I found that it kind of wanted to come up more than I thought. I was kind of having to hold it down, as you can see. It was really not wanting to stick. So I was like, that's okay. I'm going to Mod Podge over the top as well. So just working like one half at a time, I just Mod Podged over the top of it as well. And then that totally made it stick down. It probably had something to do with the fact that it was rolling up on me. But I'm so glad Dollar Tree decided to get these cute little burlaps, and they have really been bringing it. Like, I've been finding some really high-end florals there, like lamb's ear and stuff like that, that I was just so excited about. So we got it all on there. I kind of like the frayed look because it looks like a fluffy bunny to me, but I do trim up any areas that I kind of cut wrong. But I don't really mind the fraying too much, so we're just going to go with it. Now I'm going to use one of these little wood crates from the Dollar Tree with the little holes in the sides, but it doesn't matter which one. And I'm just going to paint mine white on the front and both sides, because that's basically the only place you're going to be able to see it. And then on the top all the way around. I'm not going to bother getting in the inside because I don't think you're going to be able to see it when we fill it up. Now we're going to fill this with carrots. So I thought it would be cute to use some of these little wood carrots from the Dollar Tree to kind of decorate the front of it instead of putting a word on there. But you could totally use like a paint pen and like write bunny bait or carrots and a price or something on there. That'd be really cute as well. I just wanted something a little bit more abstract. So I always like to work odd numbers. So I'm going to do 3 of these little guys. And I am just going to simply paint them really quickly with some paint pens. I always get these Sharpie paint pens at Target, and I've noticed that they just clearance them all off at my store. I don't know why. They're only going to be carrying like a more expensive brand at my store now, which is a bummer because I really like these. I think they're really easy to work with. So now that we got them all painted, we can just glue them onto the front. I thought I would do one straight up and like the ones on the side, like kind of, you know, leaning to a side, just for a little variety. And then I want to attach that like the little bunny is holding it. But first I wanted to decorate the bunny a bit. I'm going to use some of the spring felt flower garland from the Dollar Tree, just because I wanted to do a little decoration for the bunny's ear, just for fun. So these flowers are so cute. We're going to have more DIYs with these today. Absolutely adorable. Now they do have twine that kind of goes inside the flower, so it's a little tricky to trim it off. So make sure when you're trimming that off, you don't accidentally cut your felt flowers. But I just did like a little pink flower for its ear. You could also do a bow or something like that, but I like the flower. I thought it looked nice for spring. And then I kind of want to attach the little planter box to the front of my bunny. Kind of like that. It's going to serve two purposes. It's going to be a little planter box and it's going to act as a stand. Now, I didn't really care for the color of orange that I used on my carrots. I'm just touching it up with a lighter color of orange, just because the colors I'm trying to go with today are all real kind of like lighter Eastery colors. And I thought that was a little harsh. Now, these are the carrots that we're going to use to fill it up. They have these every year at Dollar Tree. They are the little string wrapped ones. This year I noticed that the tops of them are not real cut. Every year the tops of them I've noticed are a little bit different. So I'm just going to kind of probably work some of my ones from last year in there too, just for a little bit of variety. And then we're simply going to take some Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree, put like a row in the back, a row in the middle, and a row in the front so that all of our little carrots will stand up. I decided to use Spanish moss instead of reindeer moss because of the brown color. I thought that would look more like dirt, but you could use whatever you have. It'd be cute either way. Just trying to fill it up accordingly. And then I think this foliage from the Dollar Tree kind of looks like the tops of carrots, and the little string carrots, I don't really think have tops of carrots, so I thought it'd be fun just to put like 3 of these little sprigs of this foliage from the Dollar Tree in there, just to kind of add a little bit more of an authentic looking carrot touch, you know what I mean? So I do 1 on each side, and then I just do 1 in the middle, and that Spanish moss does a good job kind of acting like, you know, a floral foam. You can kind of put that down inside it. So now we just need to attach this to the front of the bunny. I'm just going to do hot glue and then make sure I get it lined up perfectly with the bottom of our little burlap bunny. So it'll act as a stand and it's all going to sit right. Isn't this fun? I think this was a really fun project. So easy to do. You could probably get the little ones involved in a lot of these projects today because they were so easy. But look how cute that is and festive for Easter. You could even sit this outside, like on a table by your front door or something like that. I think it would hold up fairly well. And this is how it turned out. Our little bunny carrot planter. Okay, the next DIY is stupid simple. Okay, so I got these little string eggs from the Dollar Tree. I picked up 2 packages in different colors. And then I grabbed one of these plastic cloches from the Target dollar spot. They were $5. They're really nice. They kind of look like real glass, but they're actually just plastic, so you don't have to worry about it breaking or anything. And it has a nice wood base. I'm going to leave the wood base as is so I can reuse it for multiple seasons. But I just want to use a little bit of Spanish moss to kind of make a little nest, just by kind of making a circle and shaping it. So easy to make a little bird's nest with this stuff. But I kind of want it to fit in there so that the cloche will close. And these little string eggs are so cute. They're little like plastic egg cages that are those colors covered in the colored string. I could fit 5 in my little cloche. And if you don't have this exact cloche, you could kind of do your own thing with whatever you can find. But I definitely needed it to be rather large like this because these eggs were pretty big. So I did all of the colored ones and just left out the white one because there was no way it was going to fit in there. And honestly, that is all there is to it. Just a little fun dose of Easter you can kind of put anywhere. And you could do this with the little speckled plastic eggs from the Dollar Tree as well. That would be super cute too. Okay, this DIY, probably my favorite. Really easy to do as well. I'm going to use one of these egg wreath forms from the Dollar Tree and some of their burlap crafting ribbon. Love that stuff. I find that it can be hard to find. Only some of my Dollar Trees seem to carry it. But you could always use anything you have, or that smaller burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree would work as well. But I just had a partial roll that actually went all the way around my little Easter egg, as you can see. I'm just wrapping it and overlapping it just a little bit. And I didn't even have to glue it to start it. It was just so easy. Just kind of wrapping it to itself. When I get to the end, I'm just going to do like a dot of hot glue on the back, and I can cut off the excess twine. Now I wanted to cover this in Easter eggs and flowers for spring. And so I'm going to use some of these little egg picks from the Dollar Tree. They're these great like string wrapped eggs. They are on picks, so you do have to go in and pop those off. And when you do pop them off, be very careful because the string likes to follow. You kind of have to hold the string on as you pull them off, but they come in all these great colors. And so we're going to do like pastel colors, and I'm going to leave a pretty decent space in between each one, but kind of working down the side, kind of keeping them even. I'm going to try to alternate the colors. I had 4 colors, the pink, blue, purple, green, and I'm just trying to stagger those on there in some kind of a alternate pattern. And then I want to go in between all of the little string eggs and fill it in with flowers for Easter. This honestly took me no time whatsoever. This was me trying to figure out what color comes next. I did have to kind of mix up my pattern a little bit when I got to the very bottom here. But that's okay. I'm still trying to just kind of alternate the colors. And I try to do that the same with flowers. I have room for one more, so I'm just going to put like a green one down here. And how easy is this? These are the flowers we're going to use. It's that same flower garland that I got from Dollar Tree. We're going to use a couple packages for this one. It's got these just great felt flowers, and I think the colors look really nice with those little string eggs. We're going to have like very pastel. This was just probably the easiest wreath I've ever made, and I just love it. So I'm just going to cut off the flowers, and again, the twine is like in between the layers of the flowers, so you do have to be careful, but some of them, like that one, are attached to the back. And there's all different kinds of flowers, including this like little purple one that's like totally unique. And I'm just going to start scattering those around our little Easter egg wreath, trying to make sure that like it's a different color than the eggs I'm putting it next to, just to make it a little bit more colorful, like that yellow one between a pink and blue egg. And I was able to do that on all but like one on one. And so I'm just going to keep filling that in until all of the little spaces are full. Should be a purple one here. Trying to keep it kind of random but alternate colors. And this is where I only had a blue left, and it's a blue egg, and I couldn't really figure out how to change that up without opening a third package, which I had, but I thought I would go ahead and save it. Then I thought it'd be cute to go ahead and use the little felt leaves that came with it as well, that I cut off from all those flowers, just by using one bunch of leaf for each flower, and then I just hot glue that on first to the burlap, and then glue the little flower right on top of it. Some of them were like double leaves like that. Some of them were just single leaves, but super easy. You just have to kind of cut the twine off of those, similar to the flowers, because it does kind of go through it. But you're not going to be able to see the top of those anyway. And isn't this cute? I just love the colors. I cannot believe how easy it was to put together. And that like this colored string and then like the pastel like felt flowers, they just work so well together, especially with that burlap. So easy peasy, just cutting and gluing the leaf, then the flower all the way around until we have it all filled up. And it's so decorative. I don't think it really needs anything else. I don't think it really needs a bow or anything like that. So I'm just going to make like a simple hanger with just some twine to hang it. It's going to be super functional. All you got to do is cut a piece of twine and tie it around the top of the egg and tie a knot. And that kind of blends in well with the burlap backing as well. And how easy was that Easter wreath DIY? I just love it. I think this was my favorite Easter DIY from today. And let me show you how it looks hanging up in my house. Love the colors. It's so pretty for spring. It just makes me smile. I love a little bit of colors for spring for sure. And you know, I was just reading that colors are back for 2023, and I love that. Okay, the next DIY, we're going to use some little gingham bunnies, one of these little wood signs from the Dollar Tree, and some more of that beautiful burlap from the Dollar Tree. Now, this is the rectangular sign. You can kind of use whatever you have, but for what I have in mind, I thought the rectangular size would work pretty well. I'm just going to go ahead and pop the hanger off of that. The only thing I don't like about those, I like the wood grain, but for some reason, the top of these, like, they have these in squares too. The top of the frame is just like MDF, and so it's kind of ugly. So I'm just going to go in with some white acrylic and just paint the very top of the frame just to give it a little bit of color and make it look a little bit better. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cover this little Easter sign with that colorful burlap that you see there. But if you couldn't find that, it would be, I think, really cute, even with that wood backing on that sign, because look how pretty that wood grain is. I think it would look really pretty either way. Just making sure I have a pretty good coat all over without getting any paint where it's not supposed to be. Then this is a tip I was telling you about earlier. If you put just a little bit of hot glue on the end of that thin Dollar Tree twine from the Dollar Tree, it's going to go through the frame a little bit easier. And so I like to go from the back and just tie it to the front like that. And it definitely makes it easier to feed it through those like thick frames like that. And then I thought we would do like a wood bead hanger, and I had these left over from another one of those Easter wood bead garlands, and I picked out some like pink, some of that aqua color, and some white ones. I like to save the extra beads just in case I can use them again like this. And I thought we would just alternate like white, pink, white, blue. That'd be a cute little pattern. Add a little bit more color and fun to this little Easter sign. Until I get probably long enough that I want my little hanger to be. And then we can use the same little trick to feed that back in and tie it on the front. Just a little dose of Easter color. Now this is going to be a really colorful project because we're going to use that striped burlap on the back, and we're going to use the pink and white gingham bunnies in front. And so I like it, but it is really colorful, so you have to like color for this project. Now you can see how this burlap's kind of folded. The way it's folded is like almost the exact width of this, so I thought I would kind of take advantage of that and just start cutting like that front piece off, trying to use like a flat piece of it because again, it is folded up quite a bit. I wish it was a little flatter. Probably the first step with working with this would be, it would be smart definitely to iron it. So I cut that down since it was the same width right where it was folded. And then I just have to cut like the third side. And I got a nice flat piece of this. And it's kind of like at a diagonal pattern. I think that looks kind of cute. So I'm just going to try to cut a straight line. It's kind of the same color as the wood, so it's not a big deal if I don't cut it perfect. I don't think you're really going to be able to tell. Now it's simply Mod Podging it down. We're using a lot of fabric. You could also use scrapbook paper if you have a good scrapbook paper collection. I don't, because I try to avoid Michael's. We don't have a Hobby Lobby or anything like that. And Dollar Tree never has a good selection, but they have some great fabric. So I definitely like to try to take advantage of that. So I just did that thick layer, laid the burlap on top, and kind of like pushing it down with like a baby wipe, kind of spreading out the glue a little bit. And then just to make sure everything stays good and secure, I do go over the top of it with a thin coat of Mod Podge and make sure I get that really good and dry. Now these little bunnies from the Dollar Tree are so cute. They are like pink and white gingham on one side, pink on the other. They have these little cute little pink satin bows tied around their neck. And I think 3 would fit really well on here. There's actually 6 in a package, which is just a great deal for $1.25. I thought it would be cute to kind of put them like a little pennant banner or like little garland across the top with just some Dollar Tree twine and kind of let them hang down in that kind of pattern. So I just find the very center of my twine, and I'm just going to start by hot gluing that to the little bunny's ears, just kind of close to the top. There's no like real obvious place to hang them, but I thought the ears would work. And then to make sure that I have equal spacing, I'm going to do about 3 inches between each bunny. And I think that's going to fit nicely on our sign. So just kind of measure and attach. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're looking for cute. And now we can hang that on the sign. You could like glue it to the burlap itself. I thought I would just kind of attach mine to the frame. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it over the top corner right there and use my staple gun to secure it to the back. It's got that nice thick frame on that Dollar Tree sign, so it's plenty thick enough to use my staple gun. And then I'm just trying to make sure that it is fairly centered before I go ahead and attach the other side. Super cute. I think this is really fun. I thought about adding some words to it, but there's really not a lot of room left over in the end. But I found that these were kind of flopping out a little bit more than I like. So I just do a dot of hot glue just to kind of keep them secure. And then I thought bunny tails. I had no pom-poms that were this tiny because these little bunnies are tiny. So I decided to use one of those little trim packs from the Dollar Tree Easter section and just cut the little pom-poms off the pom-pom garland. And it gave me these really cute little pink bunny tail pom-poms. We gotta put some bunny tails on there, right? And this is how it turned out. I think it's really fun. It's definitely really colorful. And I think it's really pretty for spring. What do you guys think about the little gingham bunnies? So pretty. I love those bunnies. I think they're so cute. Okay, guys, we're about halfway through, but I wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about my Facebook group. I also have a Facebook page. I'll have them linked both below. We'd love to see you over there. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. You can follow me at Crafty Beach on YouTube, all one word, and I would love to see you over on any of those socials. Okay, check out this little cocoa liner from the Dollar Tree. I thought this would make a really cute little giant, nest for Easter eggs when I saw it. It's circular, it's shaped like a bowl, and it's so much easier than trying to make something like this, I think. And so I thought we would just use that combined with the Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree to make like a big bird nest that we can fill with giant Easter eggs. Now, this project was so easy to do. It'd be really cute outside as well as an indoor decoration because it's really large compared to most nest or egg DIYs or projects that you see. So these are the ornaments that we're going to use. They are covered in string, just like the little egg picks that we used earlier. Trying to show you how cute these are. And they're like ornaments, I guess, for probably like an Easter tree. So I picked up one of each color, pink, blue, purple, and green. Loving the pastel colors for Easter. And look how nicely they fit in this size of a nest. And I'm just going to kind of stagger them around. And 4, I think, is the perfect size for this one. Now, the only thing I didn't like about it at this point is that it was really wobbly. So I was thinking that any kind of wind is going to blow it over. Anybody touching it, it's going to like blow it over. So I do have to weigh it down a little bit. You can see how wobbly it is there. So I just take everything out. It's so easy to put it back in. And I have like some of those Dollar Tree pebbles. You could use any kind of rock, anything like that. You don't want to make a big mess, but you just need a little bit of weight in the bottom just to make it more stable. Then we're just going to pile our little pastel giant Easter eggs back in. And we have a little giant Easter nest. I think it's so fun. I do sprinkle in a little bit more Spanish moss to make sure that the nest is really good and full. And I love how this turned out. This would be really cute. To like sit it, if you wanted to like sit it outside, like in your yard or landscaping, you might need to stake it down or weigh it down even more. But this is cute just for decoration, I think. And this is how it turned out. How easy was that DIY? I love it. I love those eggs too. Think about all of the work saved by not having to glue that string around the little styrofoam eggs in that pattern. Love it. I love the look of it, but I don't like really doing it. Okay, our next DIY, we're going to cover an Easter egg with the fabric that I had left over, the striped burlap, and we're going to use one of these white wood little Easter egg signs from the Dollar Tree. And again, we're just going to cover the little egg with the burlap fabric. I have this scrap piece, and look how it is the perfect size. So I'm just going to use a Sharpie and draw on the back. And then we can simply cut this out. I wanted to do a little egg sign, but I also kind of wanted it to be like a spring like planter, little like floral vase. And so I will definitely show you how I put all this together. So I got the little egg cut down to size. And now it's just a matter of Mod Podging it to the front. I do a thick layer, just like I did with the other ones, all over the egg. And you can see how many uses there are for this burlap. I just love it. And if you couldn't find this, you could always paint stripes on burlap with a little bit of painter's tape. Wouldn't be too hard. Getting a fine stripe like this might be a little bit more work, but hopefully you'll have some good luck finding this beautiful burlap because I think it's so fun and it's so colorful. So I Mod Podge over the top to make sure it stays good and down, and then dry it. I don't mind the fraying, but I do try to trim off any excess fabric just to clean it up a little bit. And try to make sure all of the egg is covered. Then on the front of the egg, look at this cute little, it's called a hanging holder from the Crafter Square. I thought this would be perfect filled with flowers. Look how cute that is. It's like made out of galvanized metal. I thought we could attach it to the top part here, like right where the hanger is. And that wood sign had a hole right about here. So I just need to poke a hole in that burlap and we can have it kind of like hang off the top of the egg. And I thought this would be a fun way to add some fun to the front of this Easter egg without just being so plain. So I'm just going to take some of that Dollar Tree twine, hot glue my end, and feed that through. Make a simple knot hanger. It's also going to hang the little planter to the front of the egg. So cute. Now, I thought it was a little plain, the galvanized metal, so I'm going to use one of those little pink and white gingham bunnies that we used before. And it is the perfect size, I think, to decorate the front of our little basket. I also secure the bottom with a little hot glue to my Easter egg just to make sure that it's not like hanging out in the air, if you know what I mean. And then I thought we used some of this little baby's breath from the Dollar Tree. I picked one up in pink and white. I thought those colors would look really nice with this. And I like that the flowers are really small. I think it looks really cute and detailed. I'm going to cut off just a very thin little slice of floral foam. because it's not a real big container. Just something that I can stab the little flowers down into. And then I'm just going to start cutting these apart. Better use my floral scissors. That's going to work way better. And just kind of cut the white and pink ones. I'm not going to use all of these, but I'm going to use a lot. And I'm just going to kind of alternate like the colors. Going back with pink and white. And I love that this is like a spring decoration with a little bucket of flowers, but it's also a fun Easter decoration because you've got your little Easter bunny on the front and you've got your little striped Easter egg. Have you guys did any like egg decorating at your house yet? My son's getting older, so I don't know, if he's going to want to do that, but I always think it's so much fun to dye and decorate eggs. They're so expensive this year, though. You better make sure that you eat any of them that you decorate, for sure. And this is how our little egg flower planter turned out. I love the bright colors for spring and all the different textures. Super cute. Okay, I wanted to make a welcome sign for my like entryway to go like on my table next to my front door. So I picked up one of these great signs from the Dollar Tree. They have these in a couple different styles and words, but I love the shape of it and it's a really nice size sign. I'm just going to decorate the back of mine just so I don't have to worry about covering up any of those words. I don't bother finishing the back, but usually I do. So if that bothers you, you can always paint or cover the back of it with like some contact paper or something like that. And then we're going to use some more of this great burlap. I love it so much, and then I used it all today. So I'm not going to have any more. I'm going to have to get more now. So I just lay this on the back of it. This is like the burlap with the white polka dots. I almost wish I'd picked up some of the burlap with the pink polka dots because I think that would be really cute on this DIY as well. But I just cut the shape. It's pretty simple. It's just like a giant arch, but it does have like a little cutout at the bottom for like the sign part. And I thought we could make a really cute little Easter welcome sign instead of the welcome to your home sign that's on there. Just cutting this down to size. And we're going to put this over like, the back of that sign, which is that just brown color, which is great because, the burlap, you can kind of see through it. And it's going to give me that nice like brown finish. No words or pictures or anything behind it. And then we're going to use a thick layer of Mod Podge to secure this down, just like we did on our other DIYs. Making sure that you get from side to side. You don't want any of this coming up. And then smoothing this out. As you can see, it was rolling up on me a little bit as well. But just like with the other ones, I'm going to try to secure it. And then I'm going to go over the top with more Mod Podge to make sure that it's good and down. And then as you can see, I'm going to use some of those little Easter purses from the Dollar Tree. And I thought we'd do like some really cute like little seagrass looking Easter eggs on this. It's going to go with my coastal decor on my entryway table. I have like a shell collection and stuff like that. It's going to go with that vibe, but it's going to give me a little fun dose of Easter as soon as you walk in the door. And you can make this a hanging sign. I'm going to make mine like a sign that sits on a shelf. So once I get that all on there and glued down, I just make sure it's good and dry. And then I don't mind the fraying too much, but I do try to clean it up a little bit if I need to. If there's like a lot of loose strings, or if you can see like any of that Sharpie from when I drew the design out, just to make it look a little bit better. And then I picked up those little purses in pink, blue, and then just the regular like ivory cream color. And I thought it'd be really fun to decorate these little ornaments from the Dollar Tree. They're just little wood eggs. And I always like to work with odd numbers, so I'm thinking like 5 are going to fit on there nicely. So I just grab 5 of those little wood eggs And then we're going to cover all of these with these little cute little purses. You guys know that I use these like year round, especially this color, because I think it looks like seagrass. You can cover anything with it. I'm just going to do one in this color because it's not quite as colorful. So I just cut out a little piece of fabric on the front of that purse. I can save the back for another DIY. And then just holding it on there, I trim it down to size. You could glue it first, but it was such a small egg that it was pretty easy to hold it tight. Now I'm going to do 2 of the little pink seagrass eggs. So I just have the whole purse there, as you can see. So when I cut the egg out, I'm actually going to get 2 pieces. Easy peasy. And then I love that bright blue color too. So again, just sitting it on top of the purse, cutting 2 out at a time. And we're going to have enough of this seagrass to cover all 5 of our little Easter eggs. And then the final step for this little Easter sign is going to be that cute little bunny yardstake that you see off there to the side. I think that totally goes with my coastal vibe. So I thought Mod Podge might not be strong enough to secure the seagrass to the wooden eggs. So I'm just using hot glue, and it actually worked out really well. It didn't really feed through it or anything like that. And it's not visible. You can always trim it up if you kind of got like a little bit of a jagged cut at the end. But I'm just trying to line mine up and cover, most of the egg. So there's our 2 little pink ones. Just trimming them to make them look nicer. This one's going to be like that tannish cream color. Isn't that cute? I love wrapping stuff with that. I've done so many DIYs, including Easter DIYs with that. And then we're going to do 2 of the blue ones, which is a nice dose of color on this DIY. And so fun. I'm so glad that I picked up some of those purses. I figured I would come up with something to do with them. And I'm using up pretty much all of my Easter DIY projects. So this is definitely going to be my last Easter video of the year. This is a yardstake. I simply just popped the yardstake off the back just to make it easier to store. And then I'm just going to cut the hanger off the top. They have these in the little chick as well. And they're so cute. The painting on them is so cute. There's no glitter or anything like that. And I think the colors work really well for the colors that we're using on this project. So we have our 5 little eggs and our Easter bunny. We can start putting this little welcome sign together. I had this pretty good and wet, so it did take a little bit to get it dry. But I thought we could just kind of stagger the little Easter eggs all along the bottom like that. Super cute little Easter touch. And then we could have the little welcome bunny sitting here on the top. Such an easy way. I love using yardsticks from the Dollar Tree to decorate with, and the wooden ones that are distressed like this with the wood grain through them are always my favorite. Then I thought it would be cute to use some of this green ribbon from the Dollar Tree to kind of make it look like the little Easter eggs are sitting in grass. I thought it'd be cute to maybe do a couple layers of it underneath the eggs like that, just to add a little bit of color. You could always do a little bit of reindeer moss as well if you kind of want that grass look underneath your Easter eggs. So I'm just going to double it up. So I'm just going to cut a piece down that's going to be, long enough to fold like that. And it's going to give me a little bit more of that grassy texture. I decided to just let the eggs glue it down instead of trying to glue down that crazy fabric, and that actually worked pretty well. So I'm going to start kind of just in the middle, put some hot glue on that, and as you can see, that also glues that ribbon to our sign with a little bit less work. I do the middle egg straight up, and then the other eggs I'm going to kind of alternately tilt just for a little bit of variety. We'll do the blues, and then we'll do the pinks on the side, kind of tilting the other way. I think these turned out so cute. And it was really easy to put this sign together. I like the size of it. It's really large. And then we have just enough room to attach the bunny here with his little ears overhanging the top. So again, I'm just using hot glue to secure that, pushing that down on the sign, trying to keep it as flat as possible to make sure it is glued to the board behind the burlap. Now I don't like the little hole in the top where the little hanger was, so I'm just going to take some Dollar Tree twine and just tie off a very simple little finger bow. I always like to do that. It's easier than trying to repair those holes and make it match. And it adds a cute little decorative touch, so why not? So we'll just glue that right on. Now I just need a way to make it stand up. So I'm going to use some of this Dollar Tree craft wood. You can use whatever you want if you are doing the same, like making it stand up. Or you could skip that last step and just reattach some twine to the hanger and make it a hanging sign. Be really cute either way in your entryway. Or even on your front door, it'd be really cute. So I do hot glue, and I don't put it all the way to the bottom. I do leave a little bit of room. It's kind of hard to see, but that way it'll tilt back slightly and it will sit properly. If you do it even, it's going to kind of be tippy. But this worked out really well. It stands up, and I think it's really cute. What do you guys think about our little welcome bunny? With his little grass full of Easter eggs. Again, I'm loving the color and I'm loving the texture. That burlap is a new favorite, and you guys know I already love that. See those little seagrass like bags. Okay, look at this cute little spring bucket from the Dollar Tree. It's so beautiful, I had to grab it. And this DIY is going to be like the easiest thing you've ever seen. So I picked up some of these little fabric carrots from the Target Dollar Spot. 3 fit in there nicely. These are the ones from last year. I like the greenery on them a little bit better than the ones they had this year. And then I'm just going to fill in any of the open gaps with a little bit of reindeer moss. And I just wanted to show you, if you don't have very much room or you just wanted like quick, easy little Easter DIY, they have these little bunny bums from the Target Dollar Spot, Dollar Tree. And you get like 6 in a package. They're so cute. Look at that. And it's going to work great on a small scale project like this. I'm just going to glue mine to the bucket. I think that would be easier than trying to remove it from the little carrots if I wanted to reuse those on another project next year. And there's our little bunny bump and our little carrot patch. And again, that bucket from the spring and Easter section at the Dollar Tree, so pretty. I just love the colors, and how easy was that DIY? You can't get much easier than that, right? That literally took me like maybe 1 minute to do the whole DIY. Loving the colors. You can kind of sit that anywhere in with your regular decor and get a little dose of Easter fun. Now I picked up one of these little Carrot Farm crates from the Dollar Tree, and I thought this was so cute. I had to have it, and so I thought we would make it kind of look like, you know, like the crates that you would see like at a carrot farm selling fresh carrots. To kind of go with the theme, you could leave it flat like this. Or you could put like some wood blocks on the bottom, on the back, and then make it stand up kind of like it would actually be, you know, when you're selling produce where it's at an angle. Either way. And then I found these little mini carrots from the Dollar Tree. So I just filled up my front 3 with Spanish moss. And then I'm just going to use 1 package of these in each one of the little cubes and just kind of dump them in there. Some of them are a little messed up, but most of them are pretty cute. So you can kind of hide the irregular ones on the bottom. And there was just enough of those little foam carrots from the Dollar Tree to fill that up nicely, I think. Most of the space, again, is being filled up by that reindeer moss. And so I didn't want to do that for all of them. I wanted like the back parts to kind of look like a carrot farm garden. And so I'm going to fill that up with reindeer moss as well. And then I thought we'd go in there with greenery. That foliage that you see there, this is from the Dollar Tree. And I think we used this earlier. It really reminds me of like carrot greenery at the top of the carrots. So when you're growing carrots, of course, they're underground. So you would only see like the greenery. And so I'm just going to pull those little pieces off. So easy, you don't even have to cut it. And just kind of like stick that down into the reindeer moss And so it'll look like little carrot plants are growing back there, kind of like a box garden or something like that. And then the front part looks like carrots that have already been picked and are ready for sale. I thought I'd go with the little carrot farm theme of the crate. I always love these crates from the Target dollar spot, but I often struggle with knowing how to decorate them. So I figured it out on this one. I'm going to add a little bit more reindeer moss to make sure it's good and full. Super cute and so easy to put together. Now I got it all put together and I was like, what does this need? It needs something. And then I'm like, wait a minute. A carrot farm has to have a little bunny bum. So I have one of these little bunny bums from the Dollar Tree. This one has like the little pink foot pads. They also have one with blue. It doesn't matter. And I wanted off the skewer. And so I broke the skewer, but I still couldn't get it out just because it was glued on a little bit. And that was really going to get in my way. So I just use a little bit of heat carefully. Don't want to melt anything. Just to loosen that hot glue. And that worked. And I could peel that out and glue that back down. And then I thought we would have our little bunny over here, like head first in the carrot plants. Kind of off to the side, like he just came in and he's getting into mischief. And I think that was the perfect final touch. And I just attached him with a dot of hot glue to the plants to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. But this is how it turned out. This is how it looks kind of laying flat. But again, a few wood blocks under the back, you could make it tilt up. That'd be really cute as well. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I would like to tell you about my memberships. I've just introduced them on my channel for $4.99 a month. You can have early access to my videos, plus a few other perks. And it would help support my channel. And I already have some members. Coastal Couple and Karen O'Haron are members of Crafty Beach, and I appreciate you guys so much. Really helps to support a small channel like mine get off the ground. And I'd also like to thank the following Crafty Beach Bums for sending me super thanks, super chats when I am premiering a video, and donations. I appreciate you guys all so much, and I always want to thank you. Okay, it's time for the final reveal. Don't forget to like, comment your favorite Easter DIY below, and don't forget to subscribe. We're on our way to 15,000 subscribers.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh,
much for watching these Easter DIYs. If you'd like to watch more Crafty Beach, YouTube thinks that you might enjoy this video right here. Thanks so much. Have a great Easter.